Germany's BMW, American social media giants Facebook and Twitter, and Japan's Sony. What do they have in common? Singapore. These big international businesses have set up their regional headquarters here in the city-state. Singapore's mix of business-friendly policies and easy connections to the world make it an attractive place for many global companies. But strict border closures to combat the pandemic have now put that at risk. Alan Schnurvly and his family travelled to Europe to visit relatives, not knowing when they could return to Singapore. Although they can now come back, his wife Pavla says it's given them a wake-up call.
There was a bit of divide in the treatment of the local residents and the expat community. We felt increasingly that the restrictions that were imposed on us were unfair.
In an interview with the BBC, Singapore's Finance Minister, Lawrence Wong, acknowledged the strain on businesses.
We understand the difficulties that companies face, but we also try our best to explain that these are temporary measures.
Temporary or not, it may be a little too late for some. Alan and Pavla are planning on leaving. The talent drain is not something Singapore can afford, and it's being watched by the business community closely.
There is a strong will to remain committed to Singapore. Of course, that can only happen with clear roadmap, clear engagement rule in terms of which manpower you can have.
With travel curtailed and businesses moving to virtual meetings, there are questions over whether Singapore's role as a gateway to Asia will be as relevant in the long term.
The pandemic and the restrictions on global travel has impacted us as a hub. But if you ask companies around the world, they will tell you that the fundamentals for Asia's medium to longer term remain strong. And to invest in Asia, they need physical presence.
After the pandemic, we could see a shake-up in how international firms look to expand overseas. And Singapore could find itself a casualty and have to rethink how it courts these big corporations.